Here's what's happening now. From shades to shovels, Thursday shaping up to be an absolute mess, and we'll tell you what to expect and when coming up. Karen?
He's accused of making threats to his school. The charges this local teen now faces and the pleas some are making to try and lower his $10 million bond. They have more than 600 stores across the country. The big changes Dick's Sporting Goods is now making when it comes to buying guns at its stores. Paula.
We're at Metro Airport, where there's just been a really big, lots of reunions at the airport, but perhaps not one like this. A dog missing for 3 months reunited with her mom.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. More spring-like weather this afternoon, but some drastic changes coming over the next 24 hours. Ben, 3 days of 50 and 60-degree weather, but man, it is changing. We are in March, right?
Changing in a hurry, Karen. We did hit 60 again today. Had that sneaky sunshine in here early, but look what's coming just tomorrow morning. This is 5 a.m. The rain's already going to be here, stretching through the area during the morning commute and for the first half of the day. For most of us, this is going to be rain until the drive home. If you're north of M59, this may start and continue as snow, and that's what we're thinking the higher snow totals are going to be. But by 4 p.m., even the folks that see rain for the majority of Thursday, that transition period is going to be during the drive home, and then we're going to see snow stack up through the evening, finally wrapping up at about midnight tomorrow night. So here's the bottom line. The timing on that rain generally is going to be from 5 a.m. through the afternoon commute. Then we'll see that snow till about midnight or 1 a.m. Total snowfall will range between 1 and 5 inches. It's going to be slushy and wet and very heavy to shovel. We'll show you who gets the worst and the least coming up in your 4-zone forecast in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right. Thank you, Ben. We're now learning a man and a woman found dead in a Southfield apartment complex were found in an apparent murder-suicide had recently finalized their divorce. The bodies of 53-year-old Avery Bry and 46-year-old Dana Bry were discovered late last night. Both died from gunshot wounds. A neighbor found the bodies at the Evergreen Meadows apartment complex near I-696. They called 911. Police believe the bodies were there for several hours.
Some of the residents said they heard some sounds somewhere around 9 or 10 o'clock last night. They were unsure the source and what those sounds were, but we never received a call.
Southfield police believe there are no further threats and that this was a domestic situation. A Metro Detroit courtroom was packed today with tearful friends and family of the student accused of making a false violent threat to South Lyon High School. The judge ruled the $10 million bond for Ryan Debruyne will remain unchanged, a decision not everyone in the courtroom agreed with.
Knowing the things that are going around at the other schools, I mean, it is always a concern, absolutely, and it needs to be taken seriously. I know that the bond is very high. And I mean, of course, the charge is high as well, but we're hoping that the truth will come out and Ryan's a good kid.
So here it's crucial to note that Ryan Debruyne's story bears no resemblance to other stories involving school violence.
Debruyne will appear back in court on March 22nd for a preliminary exam. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan is endorsing Democrat Gretchen Whitmer in her bid for governor. Duggan credits her help in expanding Medicaid to 660,000 adults, as well as her advocacy for public schools. Whitmer is among the 4 main Democratic candidates for Michigan governor, which also include Abdul Al-Sayed, Sri Thanadar, and Bill Cobbs. In response to the school shooting in Florida, one of the country's largest sporting goods stores will no longer sell assault-style rifles. Kimberly Gill joins us now from the newsroom with why Dick's Sporting Goods is making this major change.
Yeah, Karen, good afternoon to you. While announcing the new gun restrictions, the CEO of Dick's Sporting Goods says thoughts and prayers are not enough. The chain will stop selling assault-style rifles at its 600 nationwide stores. It's also ending the sale of firearms to buyers under the age of 21 and will no longer sell high-capacity magazines. The company already doesn't sell bump stocks, which allows semi-automatic weapons to fire more rapidly. The CEO of Dick's further called on politicians to adopt its new store policies as laws, and is also calling on universal background checks that include mental health histories.
But when you look at those kids and their parents and the grief that everyone's going through, and we don't want to be a part of this story any longer. We actually sold the shooter a shotgun in November of last year. and we looked at that and found out that we did this, we had a pit in our stomach and said, we don't want to be a part of this story, and we need a responsibility to these kids, and we decided we are not going to sell these any longer.
Well, the company previously announced in 2012 it would stop selling assault-style rifles following the Sandy Hook school shooting. But 1 year later, it resumed selling the rifles at its separate chain of Field and Stream specialty stores. The CEO of Dick's also says today's announcement means all 35 Field and Stream locations, including its Troy store, would stop selling assault-style rifles as well. Karen, will continue to follow it. Until then, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Kim. Classes resumed today at Stoneman Douglas High School for the first time since the mass shooting left 17 classmates and teachers dead. Hundreds of armed officers from surrounding police departments stood in solidarity as the student body took the first steps back on campus.
This is the best place for everyone to be with their colleagues, their peers, their friends, so that they can work together as we go through this difficult process.
Coming back to school today is a big first step. We're struggling with what life looks like going forward. But we're going to go forward because we still have each other.
Students only came back for a half day with a shortened schedule to focus on comfort, not curriculum. Thousands are paying their final respects to the Reverend Billy Graham at the U.S. Capitol. The evangelical minister died at the age of 99 last week. He's been called America's pastor for his close ties to multiple U.S. presidents. Graham will be laid to rest next to his wife Ruth at a private funeral on the grounds of the Billy Graham Library in Charlotte, North Carolina on Friday. Some major developments today in the ongoing Russia investigation as Paul Manafort, former campaign manager for President Donald Trump, enters a plea of not guilty to a new set of charges. Manafort faces several federal charges in this new indictment, including money laundering and failing to register as a foreign agent by making false statements about his foreign lobbying. Manafort will appear in court September 17th. All right, let's talk about All for Pets, an emotional reunion with a dog that went missing in Texas. It all started 3 months ago when a Michigan native was moving back home. Our Paula Tutman picks up the story from there at Metro Airport.
You know, sometimes it's not baggage you pick up at baggage claim. Sometimes it's a story that might bring a tear to your eye and hope to your heart.
Hey, Rosie. Rosie! Who is that? Is that your mama?
This heartwarming reunion is courtesy of a dog tail, the kind that wags furiously at the sight of mom after being lost to the wilds of Texas for 3 whole months. Let's go back.
Oh, good boy.
Sandy Parker is from Michigan but moved to Texas 4 years ago with her 2 dogs, Bear and Rosie. Homesick, she decided to move back last year, put her house on the market, and it sold immediately. As she was packing to head home,
I had let the dogs out in the gated fenced backyard to go out, and the gate must not have been latched completely or something. I searched for hours and hours and hours all through the neighborhoods till it was dark. I went out every day.
Sadly, because of the fast closing on her home, Sandy and Bear had to leave the Dallas-Fort Worth area without their beloved Rosie.
I think I cried most of the way up through Dallas and out of Texas.
Here's where social media comes in, and a little magic. Sandy's daughter never gave up hope and ran a Search for Rosie campaign, long distance.
Anytime there was a sighting of a dog that might be Rosie, she would contact people setting up travel cams. She had people setting live traps.
So many people got on board, a virtual army, as in cyber army of strangers, that other animals were actually found and returned to their owners. But not Rosie. But then last week, one of those critter cams caught this image of Rosie.
Totally filthy, looked terrible, but you could see she still had her collar and tags on.
And then the unimaginable. A call came last week. A dog looking like Rosie had been spotted stealing cat food from a back porch. Sandy's daughter boarded a plane for Texas last week and went to find Rosie for herself. Yesterday afternoon, a text message and a photo. Rosie was finally Michigan bound, but the plane was delayed. It couldn't dampen the excitement.
Yeah, I'm totally excited.
Thank God. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rose.
And I am beyond touched and honored with the love and care and the grace that has brought her home.
Yes, Rosie is home, but there are some things that are going to change. Start with when she goes out, she'll be on a leash. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Oh, understandably so. Welcome home, Rosie. What a great story. Well, coming up first at 4, McDonald's and Disney are working together again after more than a decade apart. What the new partnership means for McDonald's iconic Happy Meal. A police chief caught on camera how he's now responding after this video of him smoking marijuana is posted on Facebook. But first, dozens of thrill seekers stranded more than 100 feet in the air. What caused this roller coaster to suddenly stop?
School coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
New laws to fight the opioid epidemic could have an impact on you. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight in Good Health, what's changing and how it could affect your doctor's approach to treating pain.
First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world. Let's start in Japan, where dozens of riders were stranded on a roller coaster. Operators at Universal Studio Japan said sensors on the ride detected an abnormal signal, causing that ride to immediately undergo an emergency stop during the ascent to the 131-foot high summit. So 35 people were trapped on board. 1 hour later, the 35 passengers were safely retrieved. The ride has since resumed operation. Britain's royal Fab Four, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince Harry and his fiancée, Meghan Markle, made their first public appearance together in London today at the new annual Royal Foundation Forum. Speaking to an audience of invited guests, the four discussed their current ongoing projects and their plans for the future. Meghan Markle will become the 4th patron of the Royal Foundation, which was launched back in 2011 after she marries Harry on May 19th. Daredevil Nick Wallenda successfully completed another high wire walk in Maryland Wednesday, 75 feet above National Harbor Plaza. It took Wallenda about 4 minutes to walk across the 230-foot cable with a diameter of a nickel. Right there, I know I had to stop for a second. Towards the end of the walk, Wallenda joked with the audience by pretending to stumble before taking a knee while saying, "Just kidding." Wallenda holds 10 Guinness World Records for his death-defying stunts.
Why would you do that? I mean, he's not sponsored, right? He's not making money off it.
Even if he was, there's just no urge. No. Width of a nickel. I can't even walk on the floor. I'm always tripping. Anyway.
Couldn't do it.
Kind of a big story, because we just got that warm-up, so everyone kind of felt spring was here.
Yes, I mean, we've definitely seen more snow at times, but it's going to be timing, and it's going to be the fact that we're going to see such a switchover that's going to make tomorrow a mess. Look at the numbers out there right now. 60 degrees again at Metro Airport. In fact, there are a couple spots that have hit 60. Compared to yesterday, there are a couple locations that are actually warmer today than they were yesterday. Grosse Ile City Airport, 2 degrees warmer. Ann Arbor, just a degree warmer than what we picked up on Tuesday. So as of right now, there's not a whole lot to look at on the radar. You've got to go way down here to the south to see any rain. Some of that's starting to make it into the Ohio Valley, but the actual low that's going to be driving the system that's going to bring us all that mess is out here. And we'll start seeing stuff that's going to form around that low and then start trekking up through the Mississippi Valley across Illinois and eventually get us very early tomorrow. So that's where that low is now, and watch how that rain just materializes along that frontal boundary. We'll finally start seeing some of those showers move in about 5 a.m. tomorrow. And again, for the majority of us, the good part of the day is going to be rain, especially during the morning hours. If you're north of M59, in fact, just a little bit further north, that rain snow line doesn't get much further north. So all your precipitation for the most part of our north zone is going to be in the form of snow. But then we see a transition as that colder air comes in. About 4 o'clock, the rain starts transitioning to snow. It's not all going to stack up. Some of that is going to settle into the water below. We'll see some melting of the at least initial part of that snowfall. And then it may come down intense enough there between 4 and 8 to start accumulating in spots. And then that's going to continue until it tapers off at about 1 a.m. for a lot of us before drying conditions on Friday. But as high pressure settles in, first we're going to get sub-freezing temperatures Thursday night into Friday morning. So all that slush is going to freeze. And then as we get into the afternoon, the clouds part, sun comes out, temperatures get up to 40 in the afternoon. A lot of that's going to be melting away. So this is going to be a quick mess that Mother Nature is going to try to clean up on her own as we get into the second half of Friday. So let's go through the snow totals. And again, this is going to be worst case scenario because a lot of what falls is going to be melting and compacting as it hits the ground. But in the metro zone, generally we're looking for about an inch plus, maybe some spots up towards West Bloomfield and Southfield, you're going to be getting 2 inches. South zone, generally about an inch of accumulation here. And then things start to transition a little bit here in our west zone. 1 to 2 inches until you get into Genesee County. And again, this is where that rain snow line is going to stop. So everything for the most part in Genesee County is going to be all snow. And then in our north zone, you see that stripe of higher accumulations here. The moisture just doesn't get much farther than this. Just about an inch there in most of Sanilac County. It looks like we'll maximize some of those snowfall totals here in our north zone, southern end of Lapeer County, just north of I-69. So as far as temperatures go, we'll drop down to 36 tonight. And the numbers are going to actually move up to 39 before they start falling and transition that rain to snow. It's also going to be pretty windy tomorrow as well. Weekend looks pretty nice. A lot of sun comes back. Temperatures are going to be warm in the afternoon, but below freezing in the morning. So that freeze-thaw cycle is going to continue through the start of next week. Karen?
Thank you, Ben. Rapper Big Sean is bringing a new movie theater to downtown Detroit. What else will be included in the new entertainment complex and how soon it could be open? And a police chief caught on camera smoking marijuana, how he responded when reporters confronted him about the video. Trending today at 4, a Mississippi police chief has been suspended after a leaked video shows him smoking marijuana. The video first appeared yesterday on Facebook. While it's not known when the video was taken, Christmas music was heard in the background. Now here's what the chief had to say when he was confronted about the video.
We just want to know if we could ask you just some questions about your suspension, your reason why you may have wanted to.
I don't have no comment on that. I mean, it's already been covered, you know.
What can we ask you about the video of you?
What video?
The video of you allegedly smoking marijuana?
I'm not aware of any of that.
I can show it to you.
I'm not aware of any of that.
You haven't seen the video?
No, sir, and I'm not aware of it. I don't have no comment.
Would you like to see it?
No, sir.
The city's mayor says the chief will remain suspended until the city's board can meet next month and discuss that video. Well, Detroit soccer fans may have to wait a little bit longer before learning if the city will land a Major League Soccer team. It was expected that MLS would announce a new expansion team at the beginning of the year. The finalists include Detroit, Cincinnati, and Sacramento. Right now, the league says Cincinnati is the leading candidate. The league released the statement. It reads, although we have not finalized any agreements and all of the finalist markets remain under consideration, we have made the most progress in Cincinnati. The Detroit bid would include playing games at Ford Field. The proposal is a partnership between Dan Gilbert, Tom Gores, and Martha Ford. Well, this story out of McDonald's is trending this afternoon. The company is reuniting with Disney after more than a decade apart. McDonald's will once again have Disney toys in its Happy Meals. The partnership comes 12 years after Disney severed ties with the fast food giant. The two parted ways when childhood obesity rates were rising and there was widespread concern over children's meals at fast food restaurants. Well, take a look at this. Detroit's own Big Sean says he is planning on opening a new movie theater in downtown Detroit in partnership with Imagine Entertainment. Now, while the exact location has not been finalized, the new theater would open sometime in 2020. The theater would include 10 to 12 screens and between 1,000 and 1,300 seats. It would also include a 300-seat music venue. Still ahead, she's a tennis champion and international celebrity. Why some are now calling Serena Williams the greatest mom of all time.
Fighting crime with technology.
Criminals are getting a little smarter, so we had to get a little smarter.
The Defenders take you inside the Detroit Police Department.
We're able to identify crime patterns.
How do they track down the criminals?
A video is a silent witness. It doesn't forget.
A lesson in crime fighting you've probably never learned. Tonight at 11.
Introducing. Finally, first at 4, the husband of tennis star Serena Williams is making returning to work after giving birth a little easier.
Yep, her husband, who's the co-founder of Reddit, had 4 billboards put up along a major road leading into Palm Springs, California, where Serena is going to be competing next month.
The billboards feature 4 different giant images of their daughter Alexis with the caption, "Greatest mama of all time." The tennis champion hasn't played since January and is looking forward to win her first tournament since becoming a mom.
So she's a gamote instead of a goat.
Oh,
I don't know.
She's not too emotional. I think I'd be driving to the tournament. I'd start crying if I saw pictures of my baby.
That's true.
Well, thanks so much for joining us for First at 4. We are back at a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition's next. Have a great afternoon.